Hi, Moral Recapped here. Today I'm going to explain about a Swedish comedy film called Simple Simon. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The film starts with something that looks like a cauldron, floating around space. A male voice narrates that he likes thinking he's in outer space because here there are no feelings and there's no chaos. The film transitions down to Earth and inside a small house. A mother is standing over that same cauldron and shouts at someone to get out of it. She can't convince the person that's inside to get out, and the father gives it a try. He tries to bribe his son to get out of there by giving him some money, but that also doesn't work. The mother calls Sam, her older son, and tells him that Simon is not coming out of the barrel. Sam is painting an apartment with his girlfriend, Frida. He tells her that his parents need him and Frida tells him to go. Sam goes to his parents' house and kneels near the cauldron. He pretends that he's an operator for some space agency and tries to communicate with Simon. Simon doesn't initially reply but then plays along. However, he says that he's not coming out and requests a new landing point. Sam has a talk with his parents and decides to take Simon in his own apartment. Sam carries the barrel to his bike and gives it a ride back at his place. Sam takes the cauldron in his apartment and tries to open it up. Simon slightly shows his head, but he has a nasty reaction when he sees Frida and almost attacks her. He gets back into the barrel once more. Sam kneels near him and tells him that he's going to stay with him and they have to make this work. Sam needs Frida just like Simon needs Sam. Sam tells him to view it like one of his equations. If one number is taken out, then the equation is thrown off balance. Simon says okay. A time-lapse shows us how the empty apartment is gradually transformed into a cozy house. We now fully see Simon, who narrates that everything has to be in place for the equation to work. Simon is very strict, and he uses a timer to be able to keep himself within the desired limits. He wants to do everything when the time is right. When he dresses up, he pins a badge on his chest which warns people that he doesn't want to be touched because he has Aspergers syndrome. On his way to work, a girl, Jennifer, bumps on him and drops his stuff on the floor. He slaps her and she asks him why he did it. Simon says he has Asperger's syndrome and he doesn't want to be touched. Later, when he arrives at work, he analyzes the cycle of human relationships. He says that Pete likes Jonna and does everything to impress her, but girls only like the boys who don't like them back, and so Jonna likes Bjorn. When Simon returns home, we gradually see that Frida is getting tired with the situation. Simon wants to do everything his own way, and Sam gives his whole attention to his brother. One night, Simon walks into their room in the middle of the night because they are out of toilet paper. Frida has had enough and kicks him out. She confronts Simon and Sam tries to stop her. Frida walks out of the apartment and walks away. Sam runs after her, trying to tell her that his brother needs him and he has to support him, but he also needs her. Frida won't change her mind and she leaves. Sam walks back in the apartment and realizes that Simon has sneaked into the cauldron again. He says it's not Simon's fault that Frida left and reassures him that she will return. The next morning, they're a bit late and things are thrown off balance. Simon goes through his daily routine and when he returns home, he expects to eat tacos as scheduled. But Sam is late and says they can eat some pizza instead. Sam proceeds to order 2 pizzas, but Simon is angry and runs away. Sam runs into Simon's room and tells him that Frida is not coming back and they have to learn how to live without her. Simon pays Frida a visit and reminds her about their deal. Sam does the cooking, Simon cleans the table, and Frida does the dishes. Without her, they can't continue the cycle. Frida says she's not coming back and shuts the door to his face. Simon insists and rings the bell again. He repeatedly tells her to get back, but Frida says his brother needs to find another girl, one who can stand living with Simon among them. Simon takes her words very seriously and decides that he needs to find a new girlfriend for Sam. He returns back home and takes note of some things that Sam likes and dislikes. He bumps into Jennifer again and starts asking her about her interests. Jennifer receives a phone call and is happy to answer it, but gradually her face changes. When she hangs up, Simon notices that she went from happy to sad and walks away. She asks him if he has any other questions and Simon replies no, because she answered wrong on the first ones. Simon keeps interviewing more girls and narrates in a voiceover that finding the perfect girl for his brother is going to be more difficult than he imagined. The boys' mother knocks on their door and Simon opens up. She has brought some breakfast for him. Simon grabs the basket and shuts the door closed, but his mother rings the bell again. Simon opens up, and this time, his mother tells him that he should go and live with them again to give Sam some personal space until things work out. Simon replies he's the one that is going to make things work out for Sam. While Sam has fallen into depression, Simon continues his efforts on finding the perfect match for his brother. The next day, he gives an album to Sam and tells him to pick a girlfriend. He recommends number 13 because she has answered all the questions correctly. Sam tells him this is not how love works. There are no right or wrong answers. It's not about love, it's about the feelings. Furthermore, Sam says that attraction is usually sparkled between two people who are different, and it would suck if he was with a girl who is exactly like him. Simon can't understand the concept, and Sam takes him to the kitchen to show him something. He detaches two magnets from the fridge's door and explains to Simon that the two same poles of two different magnets repel each other and they don't come into contact. On the other hand, the two opposite poles of two different magnets attract each other and they become a match. Sam finally tells him to quit his efforts, and what happens, happens. The next day, Simon is waiting around the corner and times himself up in order to bump upon Jennifer. He crosses the corner but crashes onto a man and falls on the ground. When Jennifer comes a few moments later, he tells her she's late. He has been looking for her because she's the exact opposite of his brother and they would make a good match, just like the magnets. Jennifer says that's kind of weird, but Simon demands an answer from her. Jennifer is a bit drunk because she was out last night and says she will think about it. Simon takes Jennifer at his workplace and she tells the boss she's Simon's guardian. Jennifer is playful all along and even manages to take Simon's watch and make him eat lunch 20 minutes earlier than Simon's predefined schedule. Although Simon doesn't want to be touched, she touches him all the time, even though he pushes her away and throws her in the water. When they're off, they go to Jennifer's house and she gives him a tour around her living room. Next, we see Simon's boss calling Sam and telling him that Simon didn't show up for work today. In the last 3 days he has been late, which is something he never does. Sam goes out looking for his brother, but he can't find him. Back in Jennifer's place, she has baked some cookies for Simon, but he can't eat them because they are not round. Jennifer also gets a visit from her friends that night and introduces them to Simon, who warns them not to touch him. They start playing a drinking game, which involves a lot of tequila, and at some point, Jennifer receives a phone call. She walks to her balcony to be able to speak freely, and Simon joins her shortly. Jennifer is sad and wonders how a person who used to make her happy is the same person who is now making her feel sad. Simon says he doesn't understand how someone can be happy one moment and sad right the next one. Jennifer draws a mental circle for him and explains him the process emotions follow. Simon says he understands now and tells her she and his brother are the only people who can make him understand things. He asks her again if she wants to meet his brother, and Jennifer says she only dates handsome guys. Simon pulls a picture of his brother out of his pocket and presents it to Jennifer. In the meantime, Sam visits Frida and asks her if she has seen Simon because he's lost. He thought maybe it has something to do with her. Frida says she hasn't seen him. Sam blames her that she left him because she wanted to date other people and used Simon as an excuse. Frida tells him he's the one that is in a relationship with his brother and shuts the door to his face. Jennifer and her friends are looking at Sam's picture and commenting on it. On the back side of it, they see a note written by Sam. The note says that if they're seeing this picture, his brother has probably been lost because he has Aspergers syndrome. So they should give him a call and he will come pick him up. The girls think that's cute and Simon pressures Jennifer to date Sam. She says yes and Simon walks out of her house. Simon returns home and finds Sam, who is extremely worried about him. Simon tells him he found a date for him, but Sam doesn't want to go. Simon claims they need a girl to like him and Jennifer likes him. Sam is not interested and gathers his stuff to go and sleep in his parents' house. Sam goes away, leaving Simon alone and screaming after him. The next day, Simon is determined to bring Sam and Jennifer together. He says the only thing he has to do is bring them close to each other and then physics will do the rest since they are opposites. Simon asks his co-workers for help and they kidnap Sam, letting him tied up in a bag. The timing is perfect, and Jennifer walks by that same place, helping Sam get out of the bag. Simon has prepared a nice dinner for them, and they sit together. Sam is not in the best mood and says that Simon is doing all this for himself rather than anyone else. Gradually, Jennifer is able to open him up, and they eventually have a good time. That makes Simon feel good for a second, but when Sam joins him, he says he and Jennifer are going to be friends, but they will not be together. Simon runs back home and finds shelter in his cauldron. Sam tries to communicate with him and tells him that he's not going to be with Jennifer, but that doesn't mean she's going away. Jennifer comes in the room and convinces Simon to talk to her. She asks him if she can hug him, even though he normally doesn't like that. The film ends by showing their hands already touching next to each other. Subscribe and hit the like button to help our channel grow. Turn the notifications on so you won't miss any of our new videos. Thanks for watching.